had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, then I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all. So fill with me the parting glass and drink a health while there befalls. Then I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
Members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, families, friends, alumni, and students. Tradition at Dawson holds that the head of school shares some remarks with you, the graduating seniors, prior to the awarding of diplomas. To thank all of you for your hard work and contributions to Dawson over the last several years, and to wish you the best of luck on your futures. This is no small task, given the amount of great advice you've received over the last few days and earlier this morning. Following on the heels of an amazing senior honoring ceremony yesterday does not help. As I have said before, I considered eliminating this tradition before my first set of remarks 2 years ago, but I decided instead, I was thinking about eliminating it about 5 minutes ago as well. But I decided instead to embrace the challenge and to model some of the risk-taking we encourage here at Dawson, and you saw with Mr. Bacher. So let me begin then by saying congratulations. Each of you has had a uniquely outstanding experience at Dawson, and each of you is a better person for it. As a faculty and staff, we've been honored, inspired, and occasionally challenged by your collective intellect, creativity, athleticism, leadership, service, and spirit. Thank you for all that you've done to develop yourselves, and for all that you've done for your families, your friends, and us. We are better for knowing you, and Dawson is better for your efforts. So one of the benefits of my role is that I can talk about anything right now. I am directed by tradition to provide some advice to you, and I can do that. But I also need to enjoy it. Looks like my colleague, Mr. Bacher. I have trouble taking myself too seriously, particularly in the realm of imparting wisdom. I am old, but not yet what I would consider wise. Of course, having fun entails some degree of risk. What is fun for me might not be fun for you. But if one of us is going to enjoy the next 10 minutes, it may as well be me. So you all have taken risks, failed, and bounced back. You also have a pretty good idea of what you love to do. Many of you will change your mind, find new passions to pursue as you get older, but that idea of figuring out what you love to do and making it part of your life is important. I will attempt to model this today. You can judge for yourselves in a few minutes whether the takeaway is in the delivery of the message or in the failure. As many of you know, I like music. Before I continue, I should say that I had this speech in the works for a few weeks, and then on Wednesday I got a preview of Mr. Bacher's speech. Fortunately, rap music is not in my wheelhouse, but Jordan, you did a phenomenal job with that. I also realized, Jordan, that you may not have known that, but music is my graduation thing, at least since last year. And so though you've made it a little more challenging for me, I have really no choice given the timing but to stay the course. So music it is. All right, many of you might be saying. Mr. Moore is going to connect with us around our music. Not so fast. In case you have forgotten, I'm quite a bit older than you, and I also don't particularly like many of the genres more popular with you young people. But I do like hard rock, hair metal, and some heavy metal. So I asked myself, how can I take the thousands of hours I've spent in my life listening to music of questionable musical, lyrical, and spiritual merit? Okay, that's a little discouraging now that I think about it. And find something of use to us today. Despite its many intellectual deficiencies, this music has been a constant in my life since roughly high school. So I will attempt to use it for good this morning in honor of you, the class of 2015. Respect, compassion, courage, and integrity. I appreciate Michael bringing those up. As most of you should know, those are our school's virtues. I realize, though, that despite your academic accomplishments and preparation over these last few years, these virtues still might be appropriate thoughts of which to remind you as you head out from Dawson in a few minutes. With that in mind, to what musicians could we look for? Inspiration. For deep insight into the human condition. For a voice of reason through the white noise and chaos of the modern world. I'm sure each of you could suggest many strong and thoughtful musicians who advocated for social or political change. But this is my speech, and I prefer to look into my own past for inspiration. 1983, to be precise. It's getting a little chilly up here. So I have to thank Mr. Schneider for this. Bruce Dickinson was the lyricist. Iron Maiden was I won't button it. That's right, Iron Maiden. Today, Iron Maiden is going to provide the inspiration for my remarks. One song will confirm the importance of our virtues and provide timeless and inspirational guidance, musical spark notes, if you will, on how to conduct yourselves in the face of the inevitable challenges and obstacles to come. I appreciate Michael and I were talking earlier. He's also a big hair metal fan, so that works well for me. Iron Maiden. How did I arrive at Iron Maiden? Well, basically over the last year, I continued to do what I already do quite a bit, listen to metal. And earlier this year, one song began to stand out. The music itself is awesome, but more than that, it has a strong message brought home by a clear, if atypical, graduation theme. The more I listened to the song, the more I felt it resonated with our character development here at Dawson. Yes, Iron Maiden and character development in the same breath. Believe it. The song is about going into battle. For those who might be uncomfortable with the battle theme, the message works just as well if you think of it as a struggle in the face of some seemingly dire situation or problem. Ultimately, Iron Maiden and I are not talking to you about fighting or war, but any challenge, opportunity, or obstacle you might face, and the importance of the school's virtues in strengthening your resolve and sticking to your principles in difficult times. Who knew that Iron Maiden was so in touch with our school's virtues? I did. So this is good advice, albeit from a dubious source. As always, please don't take this too seriously. Right. I'm not going to sing either. Schneider. No, I'm not playing this song. No, okay. It only works if it's loud. So I know that was a little hard to understand the first time through, but our friends are setting the stage here. They're talking about prophets of disaster, lost ships, fear of destruction, war for millions. Not typical graduation fare, but again, I would like you to think of it in somewhat softer terms. Again, perhaps a challenging future or some perplexing problem. Again, it can be battle if you're thinking literally, but as I've always found, it is best to let Iron Maiden speak to you in whatever way feels best. Personalize the Maiden. Okay, let's listen one more time. That is so good. If this song was about kittens and squirrels, I would love it. But it's not. So this part's a little shorter. I love this part. So there's no point asking when it is, no point asking who's to go, no point asking what's the game, and no point asking who to blame. Pretty clear, but let's break it down further for some of you. Something ominous is coming, and it has fallen to you to figure it out. We do not always choose our struggles, as Michael reminded us. Of course, in dealing with a challenge, you must maintain your principles. The next part of the song continues to set the stage and talks about the prospect of personal harm. Iron Maiden may have overdone it a little bit here. Subtlety, again, is not a hallmark of this genre. So we'll skip to the main message, to the chorus or refrain or whatever it is. This is brief here. Forward. Okay, again, a little bit hard to understand. So the song goes on, and I thought about just playing the song, but then how would you understand it all? So since you've probably not listened to this song 1,000 times like I have, Mr. Schneider is one likely exception to that. Let's do a close reading of the lyrics. Like I said, usually not too complicated with these guys, but I like that. If you're gonna die, die with your boots on. To me, all that means is that if you're doing something difficult, you may as well put your boots on and get after it. Do your job, do your absolute best. Don't be afraid of difficult situations. Lean into discomfort, as some might say. This is courage. See? If you're gonna try, well, stick around. Isn't this a surprisingly positive message? This is about supporting one another. We may be up against long odds and things may look bleak, but hey, if you're willing to try, stick around, we'll make the most of it together. This is integrity. Gonna cry? Just move along, okay? For me, this has nothing to do with crying. I'm all in favor of a good cry, and I've teared up many times myself over the last few days. Do not be tricked by Iron Maiden's general simplicity. This is a nuanced message. This is about complaining and negativity and a lack of commitment. In facing a challenge, you do not have time for this, nor do those of us working with you. This is respect. Respect for yourself and respect for others. As a senior class, you've faced challenges. You've embraced them, taken responsibility, worked together, and demonstrated courage, commitment, respect, and integrity to this point. Wait a minute, you might be asking yourselves. What about compassion? Iron Maiden didn't address compassion. Calm down, this is a metal band. They generally don't do compassion well. Perhaps I will focus on that next year. And 3 out of 4 virtues is pretty good. So as you leave here this morning, know that the struggles will become more complex, the opportunities more difficult to see, and the path more nuanced than to this point in your lives. Though you likely will forget the specifics of my remarks, I hope that you might remember Iron Maiden. And if you're willing to invest $1.29 in your future and can stand to listen to the song, you just might find that it provides a useful reminder of your individual capacity to do great things, the important character traits you began to develop at Dawson, and the camaraderie and support of your family, classmates, teachers, and friends have provided you so far. As I've discovered, it's also a great song for working out, driving the speed limit, or falling asleep. Though you will soon be on your own, no challenge will prove too difficult. You will also have your family and friends, a strong foundation from Dawson, and Iron Maiden at your side. Put your boots on, class of 2015, and get after it. Thank you.
Happy to see the Iron Maiden shirt come off for the awarding of diplomas. At this point, the main event, the thing we've all been waiting for, the awarding of diplomas to the class of 2015. First row, are you ready? We actually practiced, but it didn't happen. Alexander Juan Fernando Alu. Ajar Raza Ali. Carl Victor Allen. Liam Sorella Angus.
Eyes open. Get back here. There you
go. Jordan Michael Bacher. Anna Kennedy Beck. Fiona Allen Bell. Jacob Lewis Blank. Chase Harding Brown. Elise Ann Brown. Nicholas Rolf Berger. Robert William Byers. She says I mess it up every time. Cynthia Paula Serna Gaitan. Gal Cohen. Hayden Lucas Dodge. Alana Ray Erb. Cole Wallace Falwell. Logan Northrop Gaffner. Jacob Herbert Goldman. Gabrielle Joy Greenfield. Jose Enrique Gutierrez Alvarenga. Christopher Jordan Heinrichs. Aiden James Knowles. Julia Nicole Larson. Annette Marie Leonowens. Brittany Catherine Lewis. Samantha Ray McMorris. Laura Emily McRoberts. Grace Emily Merritt. Jake Riley Mounds. Connor Michael O'Grady. Maximilian Alexander Oleg. Morgan Elise Powers. Faith Elizabeth Rankin. Zachary Scott Reinhardt. Kirsten Elizabeth Rowley. Carolina Nazanin Shams. Sarah Amanda Sosnowski. Molly Kuhn Stoner. Peter O'Hara Teagarden. Sage Joseph Thomas. Summerlin Jane Thompson. Alexander Walton Tempe. Nicole Evelyn Towner.